Are you planning a trip to Iceland this year and wondering when to go, what to pack, and how much it'll cost? Whether you're chasing the northern lights, road tripping around the country, or relaxing in a hot spring, this video has everything you need to know to plan your trip. And make sure to stick around until the end because I'll share my best tips for common travel mistakes. Hey, I'm Jeannie, and I've been exploring Iceland for the past 10 years. I've written guidebooks and itineraries that have over 500 5-star reviews, and my mission is to help you plan the best trip ever. Let's get into it. So first thing that is super important is that Iceland is available to visit year-round, but you're going to get something totally different depending on which season you visit. Summer is between June and August, and the pros of visiting in summer is that you have 24-hour daylight, warmer weather, and it is the best time for road trips. But the downside to coming during this time is that it's crowded, more expensive, and no northern lights. Winter is long in Iceland, running from about November to March, and the best thing about coming during the winter months are definitely the northern lights, being able to visit the natural ice caves, and just that winter wonderland scenery. I mean, we love Iceland covered with a fresh blanket of snow. The cons of coming to Iceland in winter is that they have limited daylight hours, super harsh weather conditions, and the possibility for road closures. So not all places are accessible during the winter. Spring and autumn are known as shoulder months for tourism, so it's best if you're looking to have fewer tourists around, lower prices, and decent weather. So just depending on what you're looking to get out of your trip, that will help you determine what season or what month to visit Iceland. Moving on to what to pack for Iceland. Iceland's weather is super unpredictable. One minute it's sunny, the next minute it's raining, the next minute it's windy, some minutes it's all of those things. So layering is key. Here's the essentials that you want to make sure to pack in your suitcase. Weatherproof outerwear, top and bottom. Making sure you have thermal base layers will keep you super warm. Waterproof hiking boots, gloves, hat, and warm socks, a universal adapter to make sure you don't blow up any of your electronics, and a swimsuit for relaxing in the hot springs. One thing you do not need in Iceland, an umbrella. The Icelandic wind will break it the first day. If you're ready to pack like a pro, I've put together the ultimate Iceland packing guide. It comes with seasonal checklists, weather tips, and even a shopping guide to make packing so much easier. Grab it for free at the link in the description below. All right, let's talk about money. Iceland is not cheap, but there are definitely ways that you can save. Here's what you can expect for some of your daily costs. Accommodation is going to be super variable depending on where you're staying or what kind of preferences you have, but I would budget between $100 and $300 per night. Food, again, it definitely depends on if you're grabbing quick gas station food or a higher luxury meal, but you can budget between $20 to $50 per meal. Car rental, again, super dependent on if you're getting a smaller vehicle or a bigger vehicle, 2-wheel drive versus 4-wheel drive, but you want to budget maybe between $50 to $150 a day. And then for attractions, a lot of the places that you're going to want to stop and see in Iceland are free, but certain places might make you pay for parking, which might be around $5 US. And if you're going to do some kind of guided tour, glacier hike, or anything like that, then you're going to want to budget maybe $100 or $200 per activity. If you're looking to save even more money, here are a couple of pro tips. Number one, you can stay in a hostel or a guest house. Hostel would be some sort of shared accommodation, perhaps in the same room even, but a guest house might be like you have a separate room, but a shared other space, like a shared kitchen, shared bathroom, and there's different levels here. Another way to save big is by buying groceries, cooking at your own accommodation instead of going out for every meal. And then lastly, just doing things that are free activities, not going to museums or not doing a guided tour or on any of those other things that can add to your budget. All right, next, a couple of rapid fire pro tips that I see a lot of people making mistakes, but you can avoid. Number one, not checking the weather. Road conditions in Iceland change so quickly, so make sure to use websites like safetravel.is and weather.is that I've talked about in several previous videos. Number two, not booking accommodations early enough. This is a huge problem because the infrastructure in Iceland cannot keep up with the boom in tourism, so a lot of hotels and even rental cars sell out ahead of time. And number three, Overpacking your itinerary. There's nothing fun about rushing from site to site, so it's super important to plan well and make sure that you are able to book in some relaxing time instead of just jetting off from place to place. All right, friends, I know that planning a trip to Iceland can be overwhelming, but don't worry, that's why you have me. Over the next few weeks, I'm gonna be doing a 6-part video series to help you plan the best trip ever from start to finish. So make sure to stay tuned to next week, where I'm gonna be talking about the top 10 must-visit places in Iceland, including some hidden gems that most tourists miss. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, happy planning.